Developers, the Pfizer and Moderna people, have always maintained the optimal interval between the first and second dose, 3 weeks for Pfizer-BioNTech, 4 weeks for Moderna. And this has come for big debate in this country and indeed around the world. Now, in Canada, the Federal Advisory Panel is saying that crucial second dose can actually be given much later than 3 or 4 weeks, and it is not sitting well with all health experts. Laura McQuillan is looking at the latest for us here. Laura.
Here, the government advisors are now saying it could be 6 weeks between doses. They're saying that as a recommendation, but that's the maximum point they're prepared to go to. And that is because some provinces are now talking about delaying those second doses well beyond the 3 or 4 weeks because they are worried about supply, as you were just telling us. Other provinces still are holding back people's second doses, which is leading to criticism about why vaccines are being left in fridges and freezers when you could vaccinate people with their first shot sooner, get at least some immunity to the coronavirus going around. So a couple of schools of thought there, which is what has led the National Advisory Committee on Immunisation to come out with this new recommendation of up to 42 days between the 2 shots. They say that's a decision based on data from Moderna and Pfizer themselves, and also from a new World Health Organization recommendation that 6 weeks for the Pfizer vaccine would be okay. But what we're hearing from the chair of that advisory committee is it will be up to the provinces and territories to decide how they roll that out within that time frame. Take a listen to more of what she told us.
If you are to vaccinate, you want to vaccinate early on, and that one dose given early to more people would have more impact than trying to get 2 doses in within that 21-day interval. If you're in a province where there's nothing and you have time to vaccinate your high-risk population before the virus hits, then you can absolutely decide to keep that second dose in your freezer to vaccinate on label.
However, this is proving pretty contentious. We are seeing some experts warning that that delay could make the vaccine less effective, could lead to people being under-immunised. Some of those experts who are on the government's own vaccine task force have written an op-ed in the Globe and Mail, and I want to show you some of what they said in that, warning vaccines based on RNA technology, which is what these 2 vaccines are, have never been tried on humans before. They say we should not lightly tamper with those approved protocols, that timeline that has been based on rigorous experimentation. They also went on to say that our course of action must be driven by data and science, not by supply and delivery issues. I've reached out to both of these vaccine manufacturers, Pfizer and Moderna, got a response back from Pfizer this morning in which they told us that their study was based on that 21-day time frame. There's no data to support any kind of a different dosing schedule, and in fact, 2 doses 21 days apart is what regulators like Health Canada signed up for. The manufacturer saying it's the best option because they know that is up to 95% effective, Heather.
As jurisdictions decide how they're going to proceed, Quebec is going in its own direction. It's following its own recommendations on timelines, Laura, and that's certainly caused some discussion and indeed controversy in Quebec. What is it doing?
Yeah, they're pushing it out even further. 3 months in Quebec could be the time between the 2 shots, and that is causing some consternation for people who've already got their first shot and were expecting to have their second shot by now or in the near future, including healthcare workers, residents of long-term care homes. And in fact, at the Maimonides long-term care home, we are now learning that 7 residents who received their first shot and should have got their second shot last week, but for this delay that Quebec has put in place, 7 residents have now tested positive for COVID-19. That's causing added concern, and advocates for those residents are threatening legal action against Quebec over that delay in the second doses. They are asking the federal government to intervene. I've reached out to Health Canada about that this morning, and I'll bring you an update when we hear back from them. But in the meantime, the federal government is giving provinces more leeway. Not as much as Quebec is seeking here in terms of 3 months, but at least up to 6 weeks. That could change if there's more data available that says these doses could be further apart. But that is causing a lot of concern, including with medical experts who say we should really be sticking to the manufacturer's timeline here.
Thank you so much, Laura McQuillan.